So I had a former student question. My friend, it has cancer. Well, you could say divorce, cancer, someone died. My friend is going through an incredibly hard time and won't talk to me and is accusing me of all these things that I haven't done. Well, this is not about you. This is not about you. When you look at the positive intent behind your friend at this moment in time, your friend wants to control, especially if it's someone who's used to having control. Well, you cannot control cancer, you cannot control death, you cannot necessarily control divorce. That's how people feel. So in their lack of reality testing, they look through the world much differently than you do. They need to react. They often react towards the people closest to them because they keep coming back. Yeah. So if you float your mind into your friend's shoes for a moment, right? And you see, hear, and feel what they do, and your negative emotions, you're afraid, you may start doing things that kind of don't make sense to you. If that makes sense, you could actually place yourself into her shoes from the day that she was born all the way up to this moment. And just see, hear, and feel what she does. Yeah. And so when you think about that, and now you look at that same movie again, but you look at it from an observer point of view, no emotion, and you look at yourself when you look at her. She's going mad. She won't talk to you. You're experiencing negative emotions, which is completely understandable, right? But can you see that you're trying to serve your own needs right now? That you're nursing your own negative emotions, your own frustrations. It's not about you right now. You don't have cancer. And as frustrating as that may be, that you want to talk to her and be around her, look, sometimes words are just no good. Words lead to problems. Okay? So what can you do since somebody else is shutting you out? Okay? But first of all, your negative emotions are your negative emotions. Your reality testing may be off too. You're not seeing things in the right way because that's kind of what we do. We're trying to protect ourselves. But I want you to go back to the values that you have. What is the foundation that you stand on personally? You know, could that be love or passion or integrity or honesty or trust? And what are the values that you had inside this friendship? You know, what are the positive intents? What is it that you sort of like? What are your unwritten, unconscious rules that makes you a good or a bad person, right? So you need to maintain that for yourself. Take those actions, those thoughts, those feelings, those interventions to maintain yourself and remain in integrity with yourself in relation to yourself, not that other person, not that friend of yours. But what can you do for your friends? You know, if you sometimes not communicating and walking away is the answer. Sometimes it's sending a letter. I'm here for when you're ready. But maybe sometimes when you want to act according to the values of the friendship, then there's many things that you behaviorally could do rather than through words. It could be a meal on the doorstep. It could be a package of health foods. It could be a note, a card. That's still kind of inserting yourself in her world, in your friend's world, which will make her mad. But you know your friend better than I do. Think about the values and think about what is it that you could do for her that is the most loving and the most compassionate and the most healing for her. And if you think about it in that way, in that way of like, okay, if it wasn't about me and it wasn't about her and I'm a scientist, what is it that I logically need to do to stay true to myself, but also by putting my friend first? And sometimes putting a friend first is indeed follow her wishes. And so good luck with that, and see you guys on next week on the YouTube channel of Global NLP Training.